Hi, this is my February review for Cancer. We start the month on a high note because we have a new moon. The moon is your ruler, so it's always a good time to regenerate yourself, to start new things and to put yourself in a positive frame of mind. Now, the new moon is in Aquarius, so this will be a bit alien to you because it's an air sign, but it's a good time to network, it's a good time to be with friends, and it's also a good time to set new goals for the month. Now, this new moon happens in your 8th house, so this is good for self-empowerment. This is good for building yourself up because you'll have good perception as well, so you'll be able to see what needs doing. And it's a great time for developing intimacy and sharing in the 8th house. Finance is highlighted, especially shared resources, and it's a great time to sort your books out and do any accounting that needs doing. We have two other aspects on the first. One is an aspect from Venus, who's in your 7th house of relationships, to Uranus in the 11th. So this is a time when you could meet new and exciting people. If you're not in a relationship, this is a time when you could meet someone who's very different to your normal type. And also it could be someone who's already a friend, with Uranus being in that 11th house. Now the other aspect on that day is an aspect between the Black Moon Lilith and Neptune. And this one will cause a little bit more uneasiness because the Black Moon Lilith is in your 12th house. So there'll be unconscious feelings that are coming through that you won't really be able to put a finger on, but they could cause some doubt in your mind as to many questions that you have. Now the best way to handle this is to not get pulled down into that unconscious zone, and it's a better time to analyse things. With the new moon in your 8th house, it's a good time to use your perception and intuition to analyse things and see maybe where there are fears or things that worry you, so that you can highlight them and work on them. On the 3rd, we have a fantastic aspect. It's Mars making a positive aspect to Jupiter. Now, Mars is in your 7th house of partnerships. So this is a great time for partnerships, business partnerships or otherwise. And it's very good for generally applying yourself. And whatever you apply yourself to is more than likely going to be successful in this aspect. Now, on the 4th, we have another good sign because all the planets will be going direct. Mercury turns direct and he's the last one, so we have 3 months where the energy will flow freely. Also on the 4th, we have the Sun making contact with Saturn. This is in your 8th house again. So this will bring organisation and structure to your shared resources, and it's a good time to do the accounting and make sure all the figures add up. It's also a good time to prepare yourself really. Prepare yourself for what's to come, because if you get organised, if you get sorted out in as many areas as you can, then you'll have less to do later on in the month when it's going to be really busy. On the 5th, we have two aspects. The first is from Pluto to the Moon's North Node. Now this can be very transformative. This is centred around relationships because Pluto's in that 7th house for you. Now, relationships that come to an end at this time have fulfilled their karmic duty, and it's time to let them go. But there could also be some important new ones coming along, because these can have a transformative effect. These people that you meet at this time will help to guide you on your path, because the North Node is our future and spiritual way forward. The North Node is in the 11th house, so it could be friends that come along or colleagues that will help you and guide you in the right direction. Also, your intuition will be very, very strong. It's good to go by your gut feelings at this time. Now the other aspect is the square between Mars and Chiron. Chiron's in that 10th house of career and public standing. So this is a time when you can heal any wounds from the past connected with people in those areas. It's also a good time to say sorry and make amends, but also although your ego will be lessened, it's not a time to cave in. It's a time to stand up for yourself, and sometimes it's best to just say no to people. It's hard to do, but this is a time when you may need to do that. Also centred around this, Mars is very much softened with this, so it's a good time to get in touch with people and talk about wounds and discuss and be compassionate with people. On the 7th, Mars makes another aspect. This time it's to Uranus. This lasts for 3 days. It may cause you a bit of dissatisfaction or uneasiness. You may not know what it is, but you just feel that you need some excitement. You need to generate some excitement. So maybe best to engage with other people, with friends, as Uranus is in the 11th, and see if you can do some different and exciting things. On the 10th, we have Mercury joining Pluto, and that aspect to the Moon's North Node. So here, Mercury will bring the communication side to this. So you may get messages. You need to keep your eyes and ears open. You may have signs, things that you can read and try and understand that will point you in the right direction. On the 11th, we have the Sun making a positive aspect to the Black Moon Lilith. Now remember, she's in your 12th house and undergoing an aspect from Neptune at the moment. Well, the Sun will help and shine a light on the Black Moon, so you can see things clearly. You'll be able to see what needs doing. You'll be able to see where your fears are and what you need to do to overcome them. Then on the 12th, we have a fantastic aspect. We have Venus coming together with Mars. This is going to last till the end of the month and will culminate on the 25th, 28th. Now, this will bring a high level of sexual energy, and this needs to be channeled, otherwise you could get into arguments with your partner, and you need to have a free flow of love both ways. Now, with these two together, it's also a very creative time, so it's a good time to put some of your ideas into practice, maybe, because Mars, the physical side of Mars, will work with the creative visual side of Venus. On the 13th and 15th, we have two aspects which are pointing towards your future and a change within that future. First aspect, we have Jupiter in the 9th house, which is where he belongs and rules. He needs a new adventure. He needs some excitement. He's making an aspect to Uranus in the 11th house. That 11th house is your future aims and goals. And Jupiter wants to expand and learn and grow and have adventure and travel. So this all has to be brought into the equation. Then on the 15th, we have the Sun making an aspect to the Moon's nodes. Now the North Node for you is also in that 11th house. So again, it's new aims and goals for the future. The Sun wants you to balance because he's square to both ends of the nodal axis. So he wants you to balance the past and the future and be in the middle so you can live in the now, for the here and now, so you can make carefully chosen decisions that will affect your future. So you need to be thoughtful about this. You need to be considered. You need to be really mindful of what you want to be doing in the future, because you're at this crossroads now and it's time to go off on another path. On the 16th, we have our full moon. This full moon is in Leo, so it's a very vivid full moon, full of creativity and passion. But also it's a full moon where you need to get balanced. It's in the 2nd house, so you need to balance resources, you need to balance your finances, and also you need to balance giving and receiving. What is yours and what is other people's, and really look at your values as well and get those in balance as well. Then on the 22nd, we have the Venus and Mars conjunction making an aspect to Neptune, and this softens the Mars effect. This could be a dreamy, imaginative day. Neptune in that 9th house, he wants to have knowledge about higher things. It's a good day to look at spiritual things or philosophical things and learn something new that could be good for you later on. 23rd and 24th see Mercury making 3 aspects. Now these are all very different aspects. On the 23rd, Mercury makes an aspect to Chiron. Chiron is the healing planet. He's in your 10th house. This is a chance to heal any issues to do with your public standing or your career. There may be some disagreements in the past where it might be time for you now to say sorry, or it might be time for someone else to apologise to you. But it's a good time to clear the air and heal any rifts. Now the other aspect on the 23rd is between Mercury and Juno. This is in your 8th house. This is a good time to be open and honest with your partner. It could be that you need to make new commitments. These could be financial commitments, or they could be long-term relationship commitments. Then on the 23rd, the third and final aspect that Mercury makes is to Uranus, and this is in the 11th house of friends. This could be a time when you need to voice your opinion to friends, but just be careful what you say. Think before you speak, because you could be a little bit outspoken and you could upset some of your friends. Best just to be direct, but not too aggressive or too critical. Between the 25th and the 28th, it's the culmination and climax of the Venus-Mars conjunction. On the 25th, they make a triple conjunction with Vesta. Now, Vesta's the fourth and the largest asteroid, and it was discovered in 1807. She's the goddess of hearth and home, and she's also the guardian of the internal flame, sister of Jupiter. So these three together are a formidable trio. Now this will give you devotion to your spiritual path. This will make you want to do the right things in the right way. But also your sexual experiences will be increasing. You'll be wanting to try new things and maybe try tantra and other experimental things. Also with Mars, there's an ambition and desire here. It could be that you want to really commit to your partner. Maybe that you want to make long-term commitments, but if you're not in a relationship, this is a time you can easily attract a new partner. Mars is very protective in this position as well, and you might find that there is some jealousy that creeps in with this aspect. Final aspect of the month on the 28th is the triple conjunction, making a trine aspect to the moon's north node. Now this is a time when you can awaken to your real true mission in life and your sole purpose. This is a time when people can help you as well, because the north node is in the 11th house of friends. So there could be friends here that give you ideas or give you messages or just prompt you or guide you in the right direction. Now with Mars in this position, you will have ambition to take that plunge and do what you have to do. But just be careful you don't rush in too quickly. Don't forget to consider things and carefully think about things before you take action. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.